So next, I'm gonna ask you also, That's a very common question that clients always ask us as well. How do you know when is the time to get a divorce?
To me, this question is very subjective, and it depends on person to person, but they are general, like common signs lah. But firstly, I would say before you even thought of a divorce, if you were to ask me, you need to at least attempt counseling first. Again, just now we talk about is pre-marriage counseling. Now I'm actually talking about after marriage.
Pre-divorce.
Let's say during marriage you have problems. There are a lot of counselors services out there lah, that you can engage, and then both of you can attend, or one single session I think also have. They also give like one person, one by one. So this one, I think you should go for counseling first. Then if after counseling still cannot still cannot save the marriage, still cannot fix the relationship, then only you go for a divorce. But the signs, number one lah, I would say, if you should you should think about a divorce if, let's say, there's no more communication. But then again lah, this one I'm talking about, like even if after counseling there's still no communication, you already attend counseling a few times, and then there's no communication, so this is a sign. I'm not saying you should get a divorce, I'm not saying that, but this is the sign lah. No communication, number one. And then on top of my head,
No trust.
no communication, no trust, and also this one is the one lah, domestic violence.
Sadly, it's very common in Malaysia.
Domestic violence, if the husband physically or emotionally abuse you like every day, that is a sign also lah. Because to me, if it's every day, you shouldn't go through your life like that lah. Like divorce, I know it's a bad thing, but it's not necessarily a bad thing, because once you go through the divorce process, you can have a better life, probably. You can have a good life. Doesn't mean, oh, you get a divorce and after that that's it lah, you are outcast. I don't think so.
A lot doesn't like the title divorcee actually.
Yes.
They just
Janda.
but this one is usually
Janda.
Yeah, they don't like the word janda in their status.
In their status,
But this one is more to the older generation, not the younger ones. The younger
one
ones
also. Younger one also.
less.
They don't like it.
Not. I mean, yeah.
Okay, but maybe now lesser already
Nobody
lah.
likes the word divorcee. Nobody wants to be carrying the title divorcee lah.
Yes.
But I think the younger ones, they are more open to it. Yeah, they're okay.
Mm.
But the old one, definitely a no. Like, no matter that there's a lot, like, they are in a very unhappy relationship. They're very sad. They want out, but at the same time, they refuse to get a divorce because they just don't want the title divorcee. But they admit, like, I'm very unhappy in my marriage. Some they don't even talk to each other for years. Yeah.
And being unhappy lah.
Yeah, unhappy.
If if you feel like, to me this is a sign also, like let's say you are not with your husband or you're not with your wife, you're a happy person. And then after that you went back home, then suddenly you realize you're in a bad mood, like for no reason. Like you just I would say
become very
unhappy
angry and unhappy, frustrated lah.
be frustrated. So that's why this unhappiness, I think, is divorce is not like, oh, I'm unhappy then I go for a divorce. I'm not saying that. That's why you should go like
Marriage counseling.
you should go marriage counseling, you should go vacation, you should go spend time with your wife or your husband. But after all of this and it doesn't fix the problem, then only you
Start
should
thinking about
consider a divorce. But these are the signs lah, like you are not happy, feeling emotionally distant, domestic violence, secretive.
Yeah, secretive
And
especially.
the last one I would say on top of my head will be adultery lah. Because adultery is the ultimate betrayal lah, I would say. So it's very difficult to trust that person again lah. Like it doesn't matter, it applies to both husband and wife. If your husband committed adultery, it's very difficult to fully trust. There's always that suspicion, or there's always that need to know where he is. And if the wife did that, there's always need to know where she is, because she did that before. What if she did it again? So all
then there's
this,
no more trust in their marriage anymore.
Yes. So yeah,
But if they can move on from that, I mean, if they can
go through it.
then that will be the good thing. Because
That
we
will be
have a
good,
lot of couples also that we actually speak to them like, are you sure this is what you want to go through and everything? But then
And
there are a lot of couples
some
also that
disappeared. I think disappeared meaning good lah. Good news. They disappeared meaning they didn't go through lah. But some came back and proceed lah.
But some actually call us back and said that they worked things out and they actually got back. We have one also that we actually prepared the divorce documents ready and they wanted to go through it, but when it comes to the signing day, they actually start crying, both break down and start crying, and
that's very common lah.
and then eventually we
Drama.
heard news. They told us that they got back to get together with each other.
Yes, but then after that, few months later they divorced.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. So yeah, maybe at least they tried.
Yeah, at least they tried. At least they tried. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. At least you tried your best to save the marriage. If you still can't save it, and then it's best to move on. You shouldn't just for the sake of remain in the marriage, you remain unhappy. That's what I'm saying. But you need to try first. You need to try first to save the marriage. If really cannot, then it's for the best of both the husband and the wife for you to have a separate life. I don't think you should be forced to remain married just because, I don't know, society or what.
Yeah, because sometimes it's like it really I feel as a divorce lawyer, sometimes I feel really, really helpless. Like I just really want to help. Like I feel like there are clients who actually spoke to me. She was crying because she was being abused very badly. Almost every day she was being abused by the husband. But then she just couldn't leave because of a child. She doesn't want to she doesn't want to leave because
she
of
wants
a
the child to have a father.
Exactly, yeah. But worst is also the father abused the child as well. Mother and child, he just abused. So, and she still wants to try to save the marriage, because sometimes she could be blaming on the alcohol, she blame it on something else, and then she give excuse and all that. So, I mean, I respect her how do you call it, her
tenacity.
Yes, to stay in the marriage. Yes, I do. And
Is that the word?
But I just wants to. Of course, I don't encourage her to divorce. Like you should divorce. We cannot do that. No, we cannot do that. We shouldn't do that.
At the end of the day, it's your decision.
It's your decision. Nobody can actually force you to go get a divorce.
Only yourself.
Yeah, but still, sometimes I feel helpless. Like, how should I help her? Yeah.
You can just tell her options. You can only tell people their options, but which options they take, it's ultimately their decision. But you should know all your options. Then you decide which one you want.